Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, 50 Shades of Black and White, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal experiences as a patient of almost 20 years, having borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, panic attacks. I talk about narcissism. I had a narcissistic mother, a schizophrenic father. I talk about a whole plethora of issues and conditions of mental illness. If you're new to my channel here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I love having you guys. I love when you comment. So please feel free to comment. I only ask one thing of you when you comment is to be kind and respectful in the comments. Be kind to me. Be kind to other people who comment, even if they disagree with you, and be kind to yourself. I have no tolerance for rude and nasty remarks. We don't need to always agree, but we do need to agree to be kind. And another thing, which is very important, that I need to tell you is that I am not a trained psychologist. I am not a professional, therapist. I do not even hold a degree in psychology. So I just want you to be aware of that I cannot give you a professional opinion, that all of my opinions are non-professional and just coming from my own 58 years of experiences with in life, having an abusive background, a traumatic background, and unethical therapies, having sex with my psychologist for 2 years, and a lot of other unethical psychologists. So today we're going to talk about crazy making, and not just any crazy making, narcissistic crazy making, because narcissistic people are like the number one experts on crazy making. Now, what is crazy making? Crazy making behavior is behavior that is made to sound very logical and practical, but actually it makes no sense or serves to give options that only punish the abused, okay? That's what crazy making is. I mean, it does not help the person, the other person, okay? So that when the narcissist is crazy making, it's going to hurt you. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to question yourself. You're going to feel extremely stupid. You're going to feel extremely insecure. Of course, the narcissist is going to make it sound like, this is a great idea. This is a bright idea. And like, you're going to feel dumb. You're going to feel dumb, that you not to go along with it. So of course, what do? You go along with it, and that's your undoing. So I don't know if there's been, if you guys are all aware of gaslighting, and that's another form of crazy making, when they make you believe something that isn't. And this is like, it's a manipulative way in the same situation, but it puts you into a lose-lose situation. I'm going to give you some examples of crazy making in my own personal life, because that's all I can talk about. When I was going to, when I was having an affair with my psychologist, and he was verbally, he swore at me, he physically pushed me around. He sexually abused me. And when I was doing that, my other psychologist was egging him along, Dr. Richard Geist. He was like, encouraging him. And the one I had the affair with was Dr. James Barberia. Now, you probably all heard this a million times over. But the crazy making that they both did on me, because they were both narcissists, and they both did a lot of crazy making, is they led me to believe that I needed to do couples therapy. Remember what I said about crazy making? That it's a behavior that is made to sound very logical and practical, but actually it makes no sense or serves no purpose at all except to hurt me. Now, can you imagine, why would anyone, any psychologist, agree and encourage couples therapy with an unethical psychologist who's physically, verbally, emotionally, and physically, sexually abusing the patient? And not only that, I was married, okay? Married and living in my house with my young son, all right? So this makes no sense at all, but they do make you believe that it does. It's like, another example would be if, let's just say that you have a boyfriend who's narcissistic, and they said, you know what, hon, I need to have this big amount of money. I'm going to invest in this product or this stock or whatever, and we're going to be rich. We're going to be millionaires. But I don't have enough, capital to put down on it. So, you give me, you withdraw, I don't know, X amount of money from your bank account, which is a big lump sum, and we're going to be rich. Okay, so that person makes you think that, you've got to do this. Like, this is a brilliant idea. And then when you go, oh no, I worked hard for my money. You say to your boyfriend, no, I'm not going to do that. They'll say, what are you, stupid? You don't want to make money? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? I just told you, we're going to triple your money. You give me, I don't know, 50,000, and I'm going to give you 150,000 back. I told you, this is a done deal. You don't want to get in on it? What do you like to be poor? You see what I'm saying? They're making you sound like you're starting to question yourself. You're starting to feel stupid. And then they'll get others to chime in with them, right? So it's not only them that are making you feel stupid. They'll, like the other people they know, whatever, I don't know. They'll convince them because they're charmers. And then everyone will be saying, are you crazy? Why wouldn't you want to put your money into this? Don't you want to, in the next couple of months, triple your money? And then you start to question, this is just an example. You question yourself. And this is when you get into that trap. And then once you're in, then you lose everything. You lose all your money. And the narcissist is never wrong. Oh, well, you always knew there was a chance, a small chance that this, it would, hit bottom or the stock would drop out or whatever have you, you see? It's usually some get rich quick scam that they have, but they make you believe, that you're the stupid one. And then even when everything goes wrong, like you said, I don't trust this, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my money, they'll just turn it around on you. It's just, this is how they manipulate, all right? It's called crazy making because it makes you feel crazy. This has happened to me over and over and over again. Even my father. One time I was in the car going to pick my husband up from the station, and my father looks at me. I was just driving up the street, okay? And he says, are you crazy? What are you doing behind the wheel? Now, I wasn't drinking back then. This is before Dr. Richard Geis. I became an alcoholic once I went to therapy with Dr. Richard Geis, but I wasn't drinking or anything. There was nothing wrong with me driving. I had my license. It was up to date and everything. I didn't, I wasn't drinking. I had no DUIs or nothing, right? My father just made me feel crazy for wanting to drive. He did that my whole life. One time I got a ticket, right? One time in my life I got a ticket. And he said to me, the police are out there, you know. Of course, he was a paranoid schizophrenic, but still, police are out there. Do you really want to get behind the wheel? You know, when the police are out there, they're going to pull you over again. And see, that's crazy making. That makes the person feel like they're incompetent, like they can't do anything. I didn't drive after that. I stopped driving. You know, I didn't drive for many, many years. And even now, I only drive to the library, which is like a 4-minute drive from my house. I drive to Savers in West Roxbury once a week, which is like I'm going to say it's like 10 to 15 minutes from my house. That's the most driving I ever do, is like 10 to 15 minutes from my house. And it's, you know, it's not a difficult drive. But the fear, see, they instilled that in me. The psychologists instilled that in me. And this is what crazy making does. It makes you second guess yourself. It makes you feel inadequate. It makes you feel like if you don't agree with the narcissist, that you're the stupid one, that you're the crazy one, you know. They turn it around on you. So you feel inferior, stupid, and crazy. Another example, couples counseling, really, with a married woman who's, you know, and her unethical, abusive psychologist. Really? One time I told you, if you watch my other videos, that I found out that the psychologist I was having sex with, who was abusing me, he was engaged. Now, I got the diamond receipt from his drawer, and he emphatically denied it over and over to my face, you know. And I've discussed this in another video. But I was so upset that I called Dr. Richard Geis, because he was doing couples therapy. Isn't that the great idea? If that isn't crazy making, I don't know what is. Okay, I don't know what is, because I was married to someone else and he was my psychologist, and we're supposed to be doing couples therapy. Like, we shouldn't even be a couple, because he's my psychologist and I'm married to someone else anyway. Right? Crazy making at its best right there. And I called him and I told him, you know, because he was a couples counselor, you know, I found the engagement receipt. You know, he was, you know, he was engaged, he was married. And I don't know what Dr. Richard Geis said, but he turned it around and made it look like I was the one who was lying to him. Now, I don't remember his exact words, because these people are so cunning. I'm telling you, you don't even know what they said. You know, you can't even remember it. All you know is how you feel, and you feel really stupid, and you feel really insecure, and you're, you know, you start to question your own sanity. You know, you start to, you know, it's crazy making. It's crazy making, because it makes you feel crazy. You know, after I got off the phone with him, I was starting to think, huh? What? And I get another example was, and I've talked about this and I hate repeating myself on these videos, is a time that therapist tried to get me to have phone sex with him while I was crying, you know, upset on the phone. Now, how do you interpret a woman bawling her eyes out as a woman sexually aroused, almost to the point of orgasm? I talked about this somewhere else. That's complete narcissistic crazy making, okay? He's making it so I'm sobbing, crying, upset, you know, sad, you know, and he's turning it around like I'm sexually aroused, you know. That's real crazy making. So you've got to be, you know, really, really careful, because, you know, a lot of these narcissistic people, they're brilliant. Usually if they're married to something, it'll be their spouse that goes in the mental ward, in the institution, not them. They will they will admit their spouse against their will. I've heard of it. They're the crazy one. But they will put you in the loony bin. And they'll say, mm-mm. They'll make up all sorts of stories, all sorts of lies. And the weird thing is, the scary part is, the doctors, psychiatrists will believe the narcissistic person. Because they're so good. I don't know what it is, but they're just so good at it, right? That they convince everyone, even professional people. How many times have psychiatrists, been duped, whatever you want to call, by narcissistic people? How many times has that happened? So you've got to really, be on the lookout for that. How do you be on the lookout for that? No one should try to get you, make you feel bad about anything, like my father trying to make me feel bad that I'm driving. No one should try to pressure you into anything that you don't feel comfortable doing, like putting money down for a stock or whatever, it happens, a get rich quick scheme or something. No one should pressure you into doing anything you feel the slightest bit uncomfortable. That's a red flag there. No one should make you feel bad for doing something that's good for yourself, like driving or exercising, or no one should make you feel bad about doing things for yourself or getting out with your girlfriends. If you have a husband or a boyfriend you live with and they make you feel bad about that, that should be a red flag right there, okay? That should be a red flag. Because, only narcissists do those kind of things. Make you feel bad about taking care of yourself. Or, try to talk you into something that you're not comfortable with, because caring, sensitive people will never, ever do that. Or make you feel bad, So, those are the red flags. And please, the crazy making, I was in it for so long, like when I first started to go into therapy, Dr. Richard Geist convinced me I needed over 5 hours a week, I think he was very attracted. I was 22 years younger than him. I had a nice figure. I was only in my 30s, and he liked fooling around with me. He liked when I sat in his lap and I touched him, and, and I looked up to him, and I had a huge crush on him, and he made me believe that I needed all this therapy. And of course, when I told him I can't do it because my insurance won't cover all those hours, insurance will only do like once a week. He said, "Don't worry about the money. I'll take care of it." See? So he took every worry off the table. Don't worry, you don't have to pay me. You see what I'm saying? Crazy making. Did I need 5 hours of therapy a week? I wasn't suicidal. Back then I didn't drink. I wasn't suicidal. I had friends. I had a job. I just bought a house. What was wrong? Why did I need 5 hours of therapy a week? You know what I mean? I was social. I went to parties. I had parties at my house. Had a good relationship with my children. See? He made me believe that I couldn't live without him. He made me dependent on him. So I got worse and worse and worse, and all I could think about is, oh God, he's so handsome. He's from Harvard, and, he's a hunk, and he's so charming, and he wants to spend all this time with me? Who am I? And this big Harvard doctor who, he was renowned. He gave speeches throughout the country. He wrote books. He wasn't just any psychologist, He would give speeches and write books. A lot of people know him. You probably haven't heard of him because you might not be in those circles, but he's well known. And he wants to spend all this time with me? Little old me? You see? You see how it is? So, like, I got so swept up in it and so, you know, mesmerized. You gotta watch out. No one warned me about these things, okay? No one warned me. And, now I know. But back then in my 30s, I was completely naive. Didn't know a thing. So I hope this video helps you. And if you've experienced the crazy making that these narcissists do to you, please comment and let me know. Yeah. I want to know your experiences. I really do. And I write back to every one of you that comment. Just be kind. Okay, till next time.